Alright, Shalom Yasharallah. Before you go into this lesson, give all honor, all glory, and all praises be to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Give double honor to the apostles and prophets and elders of James Camp, better known as Great Minister, for the bring forth the 100% truth that I've been currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, the tabernacle of David. I'm Roberto Zaria coming through this lesson. Now, let's start because this topic is a little bit sensitive. Lesson we do right now is dealing with strokes, right? Because a person recently that came to me, let's just say the family would have undergo a stroke, and it's not a easy thing to deal with, but to prevent the strokes is what I'm going to provide, and even when you get it at early stages, what you could actually use and where the environment you're supposed to be in is the most crucial and important to help rebuild your body back from the effects of the stroke, right? So, and that scripture goes back to say again, always the standard is always to bring scripture out first, which is it's very verbatim and very clear. And it says, Yahweh had created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Right? So this information is provided. My advice to you is to take this information down, because we know it needs for a purpose. The scripture says what? What's the reason for? It says, they shall also pray unto Yahweh that he will prosper that which they give for ease and for remedies to prolong life. That's the purpose of it, to at least extend that time as it is fit and it is the will of Yahweh Shai, because only he sanctions that time extension, to be exact. So when we provide the necessary herbs to help prolong your life, in other words, it's more so he putting the strength and the power in that herbs so that you could survive a little longer with whatever purpose need be. Alright? So let's remember that, right? Nice. Let's go into the information right now. It says, a stroke is a medical emergency that happens when the blood flow to part of the brain is blocked or a blood vessel ruptures, causing brain cells to begin dying within minutes. Types of stroke. You have the ischemic stroke, most common, caused by a blood clot blocking an artery to the brain. We have the hemorrhagic stroke, caused by the ruptured blood vessels bleeding in or around the brain. We have the TIA, which is a mini stroke, temporary blockage symptoms, which resolves, but it's a serious warning sign, which I've dealt with that one particularly. The TIA, I've dealt with that from a lady, a mature lady. She was going through some stiffness on her face, and then it started to get a little worse. And I provided some remedies, and it worked. And this is the remedy I provided, which is what I'm going to give after this information here. It says warning signs: fast, FAST, face dropping, it's exactly on one side, arm weakness, can't raise one arm, speech difficulties, slurred or unable to speak, time to call emergency services immediately. It goes on to say other symptoms are sudden numbness on face, arms, legs, especially one side, sudden confusion, sudden trouble seeing, sudden dizziness or loss of balance, sudden severe headaches, especially hemorrhagic stroke. What to do? Call the emergency service immediately. Do not wait or try home remedies. Treatment is time sensitive. Time is brain. Well, yeah, I could say that, but in Caribbean which we live in, many people who get strokes usually remains in a state of stroke because of the medical facilities providing next to nothing to assist them. And this is not alleged. This is literal because I've seen it with my own two eyes. Even a comrade of mine who would have had same symptoms, same situation, and the hospitals did literally nothing. So I can tell you this: in Caribbean, in my country, yeah. So in that sense, when they're not doing what they're supposed to do, my take is seek proper attention, and try to get the remedies to prevent it from getting worse and bring it back from these strokes. Risk factors, which is high blood pressure, diabetes, smoking, obesity, high cholesterol, heart disease, excess alcohol, family history. Prevention: control blood pressure, exact correct is right, and blood sugar. So control blood pressure and blood sugar. Stop smoking. Eat a balanced diet, low salt, whole foods. Exercise regularly. Limit alcohol. Take prescribed medication consistently. If you get that anyways, which we don't waste time on. Because what I'm about to show you here is going to immediately. The first one is, the second one is much better than this first one. And I'm telling you this for a reason. What I'm going to show you here is going to immediately bring you back from the effects of a stroke and or prevent any strokes that is to come, because of how powerful these combinations are going to work for you. Right. So let's get the information now. And I hope you all take this down. This information is crucial information. And this is a short lesson. I hope you all take this down. Alright? Right. We have stroke, which is bilberry. The remedies: bilberry, cocoa plum, lion's mane, correct, oregano, and mother's wort, right? Perfect for relieving stress from the vessels, the blood vessels, and reducing what you know as brain fog, and also assisting in preventing things like clots to your brain, as we do. And bilberry, for those who don't know, is a lovely herb that is used to help strengthen the blood vessels itself. So that should literally do the trick. But it might work. It will work, yes, but it will take a longer period of time to work. Not saying it's a bad combination, it is a very good combination. But because concerning what the next one does, this one works well, no problem. It works, yes, but this one works better. For those who don't know what foundation detox is, the foundation, right? Let's read the foundation. Pause. Right. It says the foundation is a set of herbs used to clean the liver, the kidney, and the blood. These herbs provide a general cleaning to help relieve pressure put on the whole body by the body's nutrients delivery system. The blood being compromised by pathogens and toxins. The pathogens and toxins are circulated throughout the body. which compromises the health of the entire body. The blood is also compromised by an unbalanced water to electrolyte ratio, which compromises electrical activity in cells throughout the body. Strengthening the liver supports its ability to effectively remove pathogens and toxins from the blood. And strengthening the kidneys supports their ability to efficiently balance the electrolytes and water in the blood. This combination is similar to main dietary biofera, right? It says foundation is used by itself as a general cleaner and tandem with other herbal combinations. See, the more combinations you use to get the more combination you use together, the more you will cleanse the entire body down to its intracellular level. Good. So the thing about this five herbal combination, burdock root with yellow dock, with sarsaparilla, with hydrangea, and with elderberry, is sarsaparilla and the burdock root, along with the yellow dock and the hydrangea root, are very heavily compatible. If you do your research within these products, and this is not me saying this because I want to say this, because the person who I helped concerning the stroke, there are 3 things I have given. That's all I gave. 1 is the foundation cleanse, which is consists of 5. However, I excluded elderberry and I added in mullein. So, but elderberry works fine. So, the combination here and the activities of that combination here, aside from what they give in the front, literally cleanse your blood vessels from cholesterol. In other words, the plaque buildup in your artery walls begins to be removed. I'm not saying this because I want to say this. I'm saying this because it worked literally. Not to mention, the person who was going through the stroke had clots. And the clots, after a month, a proper month and a half to be exact, even though they take it for about 3 months, because that is normally the program span, about 3 months for certain things like that. In a month and a half, their face and the feeling of their face was no longer dropping and numb. And this is not a joke. You all know when I take my time and tell you this, it is because it took place. Not to mention, the herb what I use in parasite and blood cleanse, which is parasite detox, along with this, along with 2 others, as a matter of fact, was used for a lady who had thrombosis, a blockage in her foot. And guess what? After a period of a month and a half to almost 2 months, well, the symptoms begin to reduce. Within a month and almost 2 months, she didn't even feel that she had any clots anymore. That pain in her, I believe it's her left leg, or whatever the case is, or right leg, I can't remember which leg, but that one, the information was already up on my page. That one literally up on my YouTube page with voice notes, with receipts, with the receipts, meaning the medical record, everything. So we're not gonna bypass and say this not happening, this not working, when the results is clear. The person stopped taking the medication that's given because it's causing them pain and discomfort, lightheadedness, and all these things, and the person is now fully well okay. As she showed on the rest and the remaining records, no clots found. Again, you all know, I'm stressing on this, no clots found. So, going back into what we're saying, this foundation detox is a crucial detox that was used in part with the parasite and blood cleanse, parasite detox, to provide a relief and an ease, which Scripture said to do. Scripture says what? For us physicians, right? It says, it's for they shall also pray unto Yahweh, and he would prosper that which they give for ease and for remedy to prolong life. And I did pray that the herbs would provide ease for her discomfort. And it did come to pass. To what to how powerful he makes these herbs. These herbs are there for its purpose. But yet people still turn to other means because it might be a little quicker, but it's not effective. Suppressing pain doesn't mean you fix the situation. When it comes back, usually it comes back worse. So instead of suppress the pain, you fix the problem. That's all I'm saying. So going back into it, real quick. So the foundation detox, along with the parasite detox, is used because the parasite detox, as we know, literally have 28 herbs combined that are all compatible with each other. Usually I give a brief 7 or 8, sometimes 10, but the combination is 28 herbs, not 8 or 10. You understand what I'm saying? So with the parasite detox and the foundation detox, it's going to, in other words, cleanse your arteries, cleanse your walls, begin to break up clots. It begins to break up the oxygenated blood that is formed together, which usually are clots. This is what it does. Not to mention the environment you're supposed to be in when undergoing such as a stroke is a high oxygenated area. One more time. A high oxygenated area. So, with that being said, places like foresty areas, many trees, you could even, if I pronounce it correctly, a cryogenic chamber you could go into. You could, for those who have it, what this does, the entire body into it, and it begins to oxygenate your cells, allowing your body to begin to restore, rejuvenate itself quicker, right? But you have to make sure first, when you're doing that, it helps regardless to do it, but if you do it, yes, but I believe is 1 month for the next 6 months to a year. And this helps also with what we know as the stroke. Literally, this is the natural way. And the herbal combination is supposed to be roughly about 3 to 6 months as well for somebody who has already gotten the stroke, right? So the burdock root, yellow dove, sarsaparilla, hydrangea, and elderberry, right? It's one portion and is used to remove and to reduce blood pressure and blood sugar levels. So you're cutting blood pressure because the cholesterol is reducing, the plaque buildup is going to reduce, your veins and arteries are going to be more relaxed. All right, that's one. But in that, right? It's also going to help with your organs to restore balance within your body and allowing your body to flow efficiently. High iron from sarsaparilla and elderberries is what you're going to use to help build oxygen, because we know iron is one of the crucial points to increasing oxygen delivery throughout your body. So you see why it have two compounds. That is one of the highest known of iron on the earth today, by the way. Right, so now let's continue. We have calcification remover, which is the next part that we add to the foundation detox as part or part 2, which we usually add this to the parasite detox. The hydrangea separate. We don't add the cascara sagrada. We add the hydrangea root. We add the red clover, and then we add on dandelion to the parasite detox. I hope you're all hearing me. Dandelion to the parasite detox. Dandelion, hydrangea root, and red clover we add to the parasite detox. And we add one more thing to the parasite detox, which is very consistent. We add the blue vervain, and as if one more thing about, and we always use it, blue vervain. I'll tell you if it's here, and I think it's blue vervain and valerian. I'm looking for it. Valerian. Let me see if I find it. It's supposed to be something here. Blue vervain and valerian is what we add to the parasite detox. So let me see if I get valerian. It's supposed to be here. Right. Okay, valerian right here. Right. Valerian. All right. It says valerian has sedative, anticonvulsant, anti-anxiety, antidepressant properties. It relieves anxiety, nervousness, exhaustion, headaches, and hysteria. Valerian is used to relax and strengthen the uterus as well. We're going down into the effects of it, dealing with the. Let me find it. I'm looking for it. Bear with me. I'm seeing the valerian. Am I blind? Blue vervain. Perfect. Oh, right here. Wow. I don't know why I didn't see this here. Valerian, as mentioned, which does what? Relaxes nerves and support oxygen delivery to the brain. That's why we add valerian. That's what I'm looking for right there. Now. That is why we add valerian. Usually, what we would add last is the same nettle is seen here. So the herbs combination here is being used. So we have your parasite, so you have your foundation detox, one separate. These combinations are put together. You either get it in capsule forms or you brew it, right? That's number one. We know how we brew herbs. Capsule form, as you mentioned here, this is direct, this is correct. Even though sometimes I might put a little over the amount, but it works, right? Make 500 milligram capsules or quarter teaspoon dosages. You do two capsules 2 or 3 times daily. That's how it's supposed to work. So, but you will take it 2 capsules 3 times daily as a start, right? And this combination is going to carry down your blood sugar levels, blood pressure, and cholesterol, any kind of headache pains, any kind of artery issues. Is going to resolve it within a month and a half to 2 months. All right, but you're taking this along for 3 months, right? So you're taking this for 3 months, and with this, you're taking the parasite detox, which is burdock root, wormwood, black walnut clove, chaparral, blessed thistle. Taking the hydrangea root, red clover, dandelion, blue vervain, valerian. Then we add in what you know as neem, fennel seeds, and elecampane. That's the parasite blood cleanse right there. All right. So we have 1, which is the foundation detox. We have 2, which is the parasite blood cleanse, which is added with the calcification remover and other herbs. Right. That is 2. Now we have to clean the gut, which is 3, which is right here, gut and cell cleanse, provided. Of course, mine have a little additional combinations. We have cascara sagrada, which I used. Rhubarb root together with cascara sagrada is a big yes, no joke. So rhubarb root cascara sagrada. Usually we would leave out the prodigiosa, right? Because that's supposed to separate after the effect, not before, after. So you're using cascara sagrada, rhubarb root, blessed thistle. We add in sinneth, and we add in pavana, and we add in one more thing, which is, or two, which is slippery M and slippery M and psyllium husk, of course. Which is going to carry out the removing of toxins, removing of any debris like metals and all these other things out of your vessels coming throughout your body. It's going to pass out as soft stool. We know this. Right, so that gone. And the last point in dealing with this, yes, as we know, is going to be literally simos. Simos. And there's a combination that's used. Simos gel. And you're using the Damiana. I wouldn't say use the Yohimbe just yet. Use the Damiana with the Simos gel. And what we do when you're using the Simos gel with the brew banana and the hemp seed milk, and you're adding, of course, the Simos to it with a pinch of agave nectar. And basically, you could combine and make a drink to help to build nutrients. This is during a healthy nutrients without having to remove excess waste that might cause issues during your treatment, So no fast foods, in other words. Matter of fact, the only herb foods you're supposed to be using is fruits and vegetables, but not all. No fatty fruits, to be exact. And veggies, of course. Cucumbers, lettuce, and all these things. Leafy greens for vitamin K2, elasticity, and K1 and K2 to be exact, which helps with your veins and arteries strengthen and make it elastic so that it prevents things like eruptions or ruptured vessels, and also make it easier for things like clots to be carried down or move, to be exact. So you have the foundation, which was mentioned, with your parasite and blood cleanse, and then you have your gut and cell cleanse with all of with a twist, and then you have your cell builder, or your nutrients builder, to be exact, with a twist as well. And then you have your diet, which is fruits and veggies, non-cooked, no eggs, non-cooked. One more time, no eggs, no meats, non-cooked. Do this for a space of 3 months to 6 months. If you can't go to 6 months, do the 3 months. And you would see a positive result. If you're having issues moving, you're going to see the movement taking place. Now, do not forget the environment you need to be in. All right? We already accessed the nutrients needed, which is gained in this lesson. Do not forget the environment needed for such as a stroke. High oxygen level. High oxygenated level is needed for those who experience a stroke. So, family members, you know what to do. If you need to get a high oxygen level, or like I said, a cryogenic chamber that is at least for a month, for the next 6 months, you can do so. Do not, people who are afraid to take certain things and who question things like herbs and things, you shouldn't be questioning at this point in time, because the aim is to get the help. It's to get the help, and this information is going to save many of you. So, as we're going to say, then give place to our physician, for Yahweh had created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him. There's a time when in their hands there's good success. For they shall also pray unto Yahweh, that he would prosper that which they give for ease and for remedies to prolong life. And it goes on to say, he that sinned before his maker, let him fall into the hands of the physician. Now I know right now on work, but I want to see if I can pull on 2 more lessons as I hear until I reach down the road. So, Shalom, Yahbashim Roshai, Bashim Kakodash, Brakatam. See you until the next lesson.